Greetings, fellow tower inhabitants. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval Tower of Knowledge. Episode 37, Storage for Seeds and Brews. So, as you can see above my head, the Root Cellar expansion and Raffling Tidgar are top priorities. So, without a further ado... Oh god, why is that so bright? Don't rework UI. Give me dark mode. Thank you. Alright, without a further ado, sorry, the screen that I used to do the raffles decided to have a white web page that I then needed to... Whatever, it doesn't matter. Raffle timer's up. Sorry, I digress so much. And good luck in the raffle, which is a weird thing to say considering you're all eligible, so wishing you all luck is like wishing none of you luck. But, you know, whatever. Good luck. Okay, so speaking about the cellars, most of this is just a lack of clay brick, and we don't have a lot of clay in our stockpiles. So it's almost certainly a lack of clay digging. And we have all the bills up, so we just need to make sure that those with the jobs are doing the jobs. So Board Drake, I'm going to take you out of grow, harvest, and cut plants, and cook to mine. And then Kadath and Klein are going to do the same. And then Pierogi likes mining, so I'm going to put Pierogi on it as well. Now, we might neglect our farm fields a bit hard in the process of trying to drive up our clay amounts. Then I'll keep an eye on that. And then Tidgar needs work priorities. Now, at the moment, they're convalescing, they're healing, and they're the newest joiner. Now, I know the raffle timer's up, but I'll remind you what that is. So it looks like they're like maybe another researcher, but there's not a lot of other stuff that they're eager, happy, or willing to do, which is fine. More researchers in our research library is fine. So Tid is a hedonist, elf shot, and a lightweight. So they're elf shot, but they're like also a knight, which is weird. Because they're just, so, like, we could use them as a brawler, but I'm worried that they would not handle themselves well, given that, like, loss of motor function. But I don't know, we whatever. We do need more brawlers, so be it. Alright, the study group cooldown is 18 hours, so we're going to be triggering this pretty soon. And one of the things I wanted to do, related to the study group, is to try to bring the room's value up even higher. And one way to do that is to regularly create, like rugs. So I'm going to do a rug until I have, let's say, 2. And I'm going to make this out of linen. So I'm planning on adorning the area in linen rugs. And I think at some point, getting additional research for decorations and the like to make the room nicer, because that's probably the only factor that we can easily adjust now, right? Participants is maxed at the moment. We have a librarian. We wait for the cooldown. We have textbook present. So all that we can really drive up is the room impressiveness, and that will help us to gain renown, intellectual renown in the region, right? Because we're at 69%. Which is nice, but it could be better. So I set everyone to, like, go dig clay. And I can't say that I see a lot of people doing that right now. Oh, there they go. Can we have a second librarian? So let's take a look at that. That's a very good question. So, like, let's say we take Tidgar, who's currently healing, who has an interest in being a librarian. And as you can see here, this role is already assigned. The TLDR is that you really only can have one person per community with the role. Visitors is not, obviously, do not count. So the visitors being visiting scholars or visiting bards, etc. They aren't obviously working against your pop mechs, your limitations. God, I don't want all this water. I think what I'm gonna do is like create a water stockpile here. Because at this point, it's like taking up room that I want for other things. Because we like live on a lake or whatever. We don't need water. Alright, Tidgar, you are Big Brody. Alright. Well, you're not very big. 166 centimeters at 94 kilograms. I mean, you're big and you're a hedonist lightweight. Your drinking is big, I guess. In the event, I can add another. So if I add another librarian, it would be like someone visiting. It's kind of like like it looks like you can add another textbook, right? But no, it just switches out the textbook you're using. So it's not that I can add another, it's that like I can swap. It's kind of the wrong tooltip or button icon or whatever. All right, what were we working towards research? I honestly do not remember. I bet I can suss it out with how many books I'm making. So I'm doing 25, 5, and 0. What costs that? $25 and 5. Well, I already have the fancy rooms, and we'll roll them out eventually. 25 and 5. Oh yeah, it was entertainment. I was working on entertainment. The shovel board. All right. Taking a look at our food sellers. I know I could start to line these with shelves already, but I think I'm going to wait until they're like honestly done. And I feel like I'm having to talk over the music a bit hard. So pipe down music. All right, we have shovel board. I might want to move my like Skittles and well, I don't know. Because there's not like a good spot for it in here. Well, maybe. So we have quotes. And again, I'm sure I'm saying it all wrong. I don't care. It's all make-believe recreation to me. Actually, that spot's fine. But I think this one is going to be moved outside. Into the grass. Like bocce or something. I mean, it almost looks like bocce ball. With pins. Like bowling bocce, I don't know. Alright, so the rugs are working. We're working on it. Another thing to check in on is how are we doing? So Kadath at 5 marksmen and Raveno at 7. So I know that we have a study party right now. I think we are just about done with the cooldown. Nearly. 6 hours. So tomorrow morning, I think what we'll do is we'll do a study group and it will be another archery study group. I think our community could use more able-bodied marksmen. For its own protection. And it's pretty reasonable. I started to put carpet anywhere. Well, I'm already doing that, but yeah, we already have a rug, a linen rug inside our library, and we're going to be adding more. One of the sort of side goals is to improve our library as much as we can. Another thing I need to do is we have this royal bed for Big Brody because we kind of didn't have a bedroom. So this is yet another side task, which is like low-key not that much of a side task, which is Big Brody needs a bedroom. And I think what I want to do is I don't want to excavate this area because this is kind of under a great hall and I don't want to jeopardize the integrity. So Big Brody's bedroom will, all the future bedrooms will go like out. I don't know how many more people we're going to end up adding, but I know that I'm going to limit how much digging under our tower we want to do. So it looks to me like clay is still a bit of a limiting factor. Some of that is just a lack of hauling, because it does seem like there's a bunch of clay out here. Do the raids hit you with siege equipment yet? Yes, I've been attacked by a siege raid once. But I sallied out with my archers and stopped them before it escalated. So now that we have the entertainment, I think it makes sense for me to just get the next entertainment, the last one, which is the backgammon. So I'm not going to adjust our research. And then afterwards, I will consider maybe opening up to polling. And these root cellars are getting pretty close to being finished. And tripling in size will be quite nice. Hailstorm, well, okay. Alright. Our intellectual renown has increased just because we're brainy. So we're up to 70%. Sorry, crops. Not much I can do about a hailstorm. Cheers. Big Brody can't even get in his bed. Nope. Unusable due to environment, because there's no roof in there. All the more reason to build a proper bedroom for you sooner rather than later. What I could do is to have you, if you are capable of this task. Alright, you're not, but let's make you. Just move the bed. Just drag it to where it's not gonna precipitate upon your head. I like how he has the nicest bed in the entire colony and, like, the worst bedroom by far. It's like, poor bastard. There you go. So we were gonna add those nicer beds to the bedrooms here at some point. But I have a lot of other tasks to work on first, I think. So I'm not rushed to do it. It'll get done when it gets done. And it wouldn't be a ridiculous idea to symmetrically do the other side, but I think what I want to do is I want to finish the current projects we have rather than start to immediately escalate and the need and make it worse. Also, what is going on with the water here? There's been like this perpetual weird sinkhole. I don't know, I don't care. Just goofy. Now, one thing we do have is we have a lot of soil, so it might seem a little weird to do, but I'm gonna stick some soil back in the coastline over here. I know it's like labor intensive and probably a waste of my effort, but the pocked terrain here kind of bothers me enough to warrant doing it. And also it will reduce the amount of unnecessary soil we have in our own stockpiles, because I don't really have need of soil anymore. And I don't want an ever-growing stockpile of soil on our own island. And it's not like soil decays, so a reasonable thing to do with this is just to fix the terrain. And one of the added benefits to this is it will allow the trees to naturally grow into groves out here. Because obviously the trees aren't going to like change Z level, so dropping some soil here will allow the trees to spread a little bit more easily. So just starting to fix the pockmarks. Alright, now that it is morning, let's go ahead and do a study session. In fact, how close is that rug? You know, we are about to finish the rug, so let's finish the rug and then do it. So might as well have... I don't think it's going to, like, change the quality of the library, but if it does, that'd be awesome. Alright, jobs, a constructor, glitch, are you nearby? You're not, but I'm going to make you do it anyway. Go put that rug down, and then we'll do the study group. The tower must grow? Yes. Ooh, tailoring hit 30. Nice even number. Alright, the library did not go up in quality. I didn't think it would with like a single rug. But here we go, study session. So we're going to be doing the School of Shooting again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out the participants that do not have a 20 or 10 of shooting. And then I'll pick the lowest thereafter. So it's going to take me a minute to go through this. So Quantum. I know Quantum's a brawler, but I'm going to put him through it anyway. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh, it dropped someone. Who did it drop? It dropped Quantum. All right, here we go. Done. Time to study shooting. And as far as the root cellars go, not a whole lot more progress. Some of this is just we need to haul more clay. So what I might end up doing is like micromanaging our the people that are around here to try to bring the clay back so that we can turn it into bricks. What if I plug the hole with dirt for the weirdness? I mean, I could do that. If I can drive soil, I should be able to get the soil down that low. So I wouldn't necessarily mind having soil here as like a little... Well, the other issue is I don't really want brawlers to be able to line up on my walls or on my door. Well, no, that will work, because then I'll put brick on it, and then they'll have a narrower gap for it. I guess that's fine. So for reference, we're at Renown. Oh, up to 85. Holy heck. Probably just one more of those, and we will hit the Renown needed to embark upon the university. Awesome. So, yep, that definitely helped get our people that need marksmanship skills up a bit. So Kadath is at 8 now. Raveno hit 10. So Raveno, you no longer need to practice. And Silver Knight, it is up to you. And then Raveno, let's have you grab a better bow. Yeah, that was a good jump. I mean, we do have a glorious tower, so it makes sense that there'd be, like, ample progress, but happy to see it. Happy to see it. Cheers. Kudath, why are you... Shouldn't you be mining? You absolutely should be mining. It's one of the problems that I've been seeing. It's like a pathfinding solving problem. It's not a work priority problem. It's like a bug in the game. It's an acknowledged bug in the game. Where they don't really do the tasks that they're prioritized to do. They just kind of like see what's around them or whatever. And figure out what might be best. Given their proximity. And that's been a problem. Oh boy, that stockpile. The other thing I was thinking of doing is here. This is going to be flammable oil of walnuts and tallow. And then I want a flammable oil. I'm going to make it until I have, like, let's say 100. And this is going to be of flaxseed. Because I have way too much flaxseed. And it's taking up a lot of our root cellar. I have 657 flaxseed seeds. Okay, didn't say that right, but whatever. And creating oils out of the flax seeds makes sense so that I don't have to store it. And the oil then can be used for fire traps. So one, we have a lot of mechanical components, because at the moment I still feel like I should save up for a trebuchet. But once we have the mechanical components for a trebuchet, so that I can really defend myself against all manner of attacks, and I'll plop that down now. What we'd be able to do is to then put in a bunch of fire traps over here to, you know, have the would-be raiders step on fire traps and burn as they attempt to attack us. Which I like. Sign me up. Alright, looks like we have... Nope, not another rug. Sorry, I do not have a rain cover for that. What research should we do next? Let me put that up. So we have a bunch of different wooden weaponry and metal weaponry to research. There's wood carving if we want to wood carve for art. There is the incendiary ammunition, which I'm just going to call fire ammo. There is all of the armor and shields. Then there is painting. I'll add distilling. Distilling is mostly for medicines. Spirit distiller, but you can, you know, yeah. And then chemistry. I think that's a pretty good list for now. I know I left off crossbows off this list, and it's mostly because I'm just comfortable using bows at the moment. We might incorporate crossbows later on, but their range and armor... Oh, that's not where that pole should be. The range in the armor pen is nice, but their DPS not so nice. So it's one of those, like, I'm not really sure I want to trade up to that. Alright, taking a look at the root cellars. Just a few tiles. Progress really has stagnated, though. I think because they've been building this up. Wow, look at those moods. Almost everyone's in a good mood. I mean, of course, Glitch isn't, because he's just a fussy drunkard. But the rest of them, pretty happy. And yeah, our root cellar is like 2 Celsius, which is very much refrigerator temperature. Even in the... I mean, of course it's nighttime in the summer, but still. It's... Point being, it's been effective. Another thing that I realized through YouTube comments is my weaponsmith for long swords. Oh, it does not allow gold. Okay, I thought it did, and I was a little worried because I super did not want golden long swords after the fiasco of golden poleaxes. 'Twas a waste. Well, you guys, distilling and weapons are about tied, so if you have strong feelings one way or another, feel free to break the tie. And we are going to want to start going down a level here. I think what I'll do is I'll start going down a level in this area. I know, no more pock marks. We'll call these holes that I'm digging for clay in the earth small pock marks, because they're quite the blight. Guys, I'm a father, I can't help it. So sue me. Wow, okay. Team weapons and team distilling still is inconclusive. Copy that. There we go. All of the clay kilns are stoked. And the right cellar is just about done. It just needs a few more tiles, and then I will happily adorn it with a hella amount of shelves. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the right one a seed bank. I'm going to put all my seeds in there, and then like alcohol in this one, and food primarily in this one. Something like that. Do I share dad jokes with my father-in-law? Not that often, actually. Although I made one just the other day that, like, really got a good laugh out of my, my wife, and she was like, oh god, I'm gonna have to share that with my dad. Never mind. Doesn't matter. So occasionally, I think it gets passed up the chain, I guess is what I was trying to say. So it looks like weapons wins out. Alright, as far as weapons go... Maybe I will go with axes. Once I get the entertainment done. So we are working at the moment towards backgammon entertainment, and that only needs 6 more chronicles, so we should be there in any second. Alright, come on, constructors. Where's my tiles? I also don't think anyone's been making the... Oh no, I take it back. They definitely have been pressing the flaxseed. We've used up about 100 flaxseed already. I don't like lavish food decomposing. That seems like a waste. There's 310 clay over here. Guys, just haul it back to the base. How did I manage to cram so much food? Shelves. Yeah, obviously shelves. That's why there's a crazy amount of food in there. But there's a lot of stuff in there that really doesn't need to be two. That's one busy root cellar for sure. Day Sleeper, what are you crafting? Mechanical components? Oh, you're making a longsword. Nice. So in terms of the trebuchet, the tree bucket, we need 35 wooden components. So let's raise this up to 35 or we'll never get there. And 20 mechanical components, which is already in the queue. The other thing I wanted to do is... Here it is. No, that's a wooden wall torch. What? That's just... I'm gonna plop it there and then destroy it. I'm looking for the rugs that we've been making. But for the life of me, I cannot find them. I don't think because we maybe don't have one? Yeah, we don't have one yet. Naichi, thank you for the resub. And Anuk Sedril, thank you. I made a joke about your resub comment, but I never actually thanked you, so thank you. Cheers. Ah, pierogi. The last birthday we had was Viking pastry. I feel like all the food birthdays are all clustered. Oh, okay, all right, good. The clay bricks got delivered, so it's only a matter of time until it until we're good here. One of the other benefits is all of this room is shared space. So ice in any one of the root cellars will cool down all the root cellars because it's one contiguous space. Which is a bit by design, because I can have like ice in the corners. Because ice doesn't need to be near the door. That wouldn't really make a lot of sense. So we're almost done with the root cellars. I see all the materials have been delivered now. And then it will be bedroom. Oh, so this is really weird. I don't know what's... Okay. The thing I wanted to do here to prevent the raiders from... Well, won't that block line of sight? I'm gonna see if I can't, like, dig this soil up and have it go back to normal. I know it's weird to, like, put dirt, take dirt out, put dirt in, take dirt out. We'll see if it goes back to normal or not. Woohoo! 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 Look! Ah! It's done! Ah! I might be excited about that, like more than I should be. So this one is going to be our seed cellar. I'm sure I could use the space better than this. Let's cancel C. Let's try to... I mean, I don't need... We have a lot of space now, so, like, I'm not too concerned about space efficiency. Aesthetics matters as well. So maybe something simple like this. That's a lot of wood, I just realized. And we only have 119 of it, so... Time to chop chop. Chop dead. Chop mature. Cool. Oh, we fixed the water. That's right. I am a hydromancer. Katara be praised. So now that we have all the clay work done, the remainder of the clay can then be used for making Big Brody's bedroom. I see a linen carpet. And research is finished. So we have a backgammon table, which I will put in, full knowing that, like, yeah, that'll work. So next, you guys wanted me to research weaponry. Maybe I will go crossbows. So I'll do 30-20 for books and start to get crossbows. It's not to say that I'm necessarily going to implement them, but yeah, I want the tech anyway. The third cellar will be maybe like a booze cellar or something. I don't know. I'll need the extra space. So I'll have seeds in one, produce in another, and then like something. It could just be booze. Because we have a lot of mead and wine on the floors. So that we don't have, like, floor storage. Time will tell. I'm sure I'll use the space. So one of the issues is I think a lot of the people that would normally be tree cutting are clay digging. Which means we're going to have a lack of timber for a while until my plant cutters are freed up for those shelves. So we have a few of them coming in. And let's go rename this seed shelf. Very high for seeds. And what we don't want is birch, willow, oak, maple, pine in here. Because those type of tree seeds are just not worth anything to us. The other thing we could do... Okay, no, these shelves are on high. Good. So then seeds will be put here preferentially, and we can free up a lot of space in our primary root cellar. Awesome. Alright, assuming... And I might change my mind, but assuming that we just, like, want booze. Clear all. For fermenting ingredients. And actually not... We have a fermenting room, so that will be separate. Because the fermenting room should be a little bit warmer, so it can actually actively ferment. So stimulants... Booze, except for rough wine. Rough wine being left out because rough wine should continue fermenting until it becomes aged wine. Which I think it will ferment better in the fermenting room. And I might change my mind about what goes in that shelf at some point. Or, you know, put shelves in here or something. We'll see. Alright. The wood's finally getting shipped in. So we're going to have a lot of these shelves now. So on the floors here, I'm not going to allow seeds. What materials do... ice, I think, is the only thing we have on the ground. Ice and tallow. Tallow does decompose. So maybe ice and tallow will be the only things on the floor in that... and yeah, that's fine. Might change the shelving too at some point. I wish I could, like, copy and paste the copy and paste the shelving priority. Now, the other thing we might want to do is disable the allow usage in production. Well, okay. Well, let me back up a little bit. If we want to automate the seed press process, we could have a shelf of flax seeds here as a lower priority. Like, if we want to control the... Imagine if we had, 5 shelves worth of flax seeds. 4 of them were on very high and not used in production, and 1 was on high and used in production, so that any overflow flax seeds can then be pressed into oils. It's something that I'm not going to do right now, but it's something that we might want to do in the future to sort of automate the allow usage in production, so that we don't accidentally get rid of all of our, all of our seeds. Pressing them into nothing. I might be a little rim spoiled. Yeah, working around a lot of the, gameplay mechanics that are not necessarily intuitive can be challenging. For sure. Negotiator. So this is an extortion. We're just a good old-fashioned extortion. Yep. By Andrew Wright. You copy all the settings if you build a copy? I think you might be right, and I should have just built one and then copied it and then pasted it rather than save myself the, it would have saved myself the trouble, but it's a little too late for that. In production, I don't believe is sewing. I think it's processing. I could be wrong. Correct me, Chad, if I'm wrong about that. Well, if I double click multiple shelves, I'm selecting shelves. I could pan the camera like this, I guess. True. I wish I could just link group like RimWorld has. But maybe what I'll do is I'll let all the shelves get built and then cut the camera off and group paste. We are pretty wealthy. I don't necessarily mind trying to negotiate, but I don't know how far it's gonna go. We'll see. And it looks like I still need more wood, so cutting some more down. Hey, Sleeper, did you make... Oh, you did make the longsword. Sweet. So what is the timer on the next study group? About a week? Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval Tower of Knowledge, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Tower Intellectuals.